Good day. Welcome to another edition of the World of Global Equity Timing. I'm Steve. Today we're going to be talking about gold, a recent move in it, and also a classic chart pattern. As you can see over here, we have an inverted flag, and we have some trading buy signals within that flag. I'm going to explain the flag. I'm going to explain the concepts of ADA and our atom timing indices. So let's go to that right now and look at the chart. And what we have here is a very unusual formation in a classic chart pattern. Usually a flag flies down as opposed to up. But in this case, the flag is flying up. It's a continuation pattern that says higher prices are ahead. And where global equity timing's indices help you is it actually is saying, hey, momentum is moving up along with the pattern that you're seeing. So you got a classic flag pattern, and you have atom accumulation, distribution, momentum, timing indices saying we're getting buy signals. Buy in here because we're going to have an eventual breakout, and indeed we did. So what we're doing was buying before the breakout. A very interesting pattern. Now really, an inverted flag is a continuation pattern. We had a move from here up to here, and then a consolidation of sorts, but we had the slanting, sort of a slanting flag is like a flag flying in the air, but it's flying up in an upward direction. Let's go back to the genesis of this move. Here is where we first got in on the first buy signal. And you'll notice the trailing stop, it just barely didn't get hit. In other words, price had to close below this trailing stop. And then as the price started to accelerate out of this little range, you'll notice that the trailing stop now starts to follow behind prices. It helps to lock in profits, but the trailing stop is designed so that you don't terminate too quickly. Here's an example back here of this trailing stop, actually a buy signal back here, and notice how the trailing stop stays back and eventually price comes down and exits the trade. Notice we gave this is not a perfect technique because you give up a lot of the profit at sometimes. However, you also gain more profit by having a trailing stop that is not aggressively moving in the direction of price. In other words, we could have a trailing stop that kind of went like this and could have gotten stopped out here. So it's kind of a trade-off. You can't have too loose of a trailing stop, you can't have too tight of a trailing stop, or you end up with a situation where you either give back too much profit or you don't let the price move within a fairly wide range, because otherwise you get stopped out too quickly. I want to go back over here again, and I want to show how our ADA work, which is accumulation distribution alert, this ADA looks beneath the surface to give us a clue as to what is going to happen next. It's really an indicator of buying power that happens underneath the surface. Notice that from this decline to this decline down to here, ADA went from being negative to being positive on the final part of the decline. This is something we want to look for, is a ADA turning green as opposed to red as prices are declining. So we had this period of positive ADA, and then we had a buy signals. So we had a clue as to which direction prices were going by the way ADA was going. Not always, it doesn't always work, but if we get something like this happening with the price declining, ADA staying in the green on a price decline, you start to want to perk up and pay attention to that. And then the final clue as to a change of direction is you want an accumulation distribution momentum buy signal, or an atom buy signal, as you see, with the arrow there indicating the prices were going higher. You would have bought above the high of the alert bar, which was with this signal right here, somewhere in here. You would have held it because prices never stopped out, and You would have, of course, had a few tense moments there, but eventually prices broke out. And once that happened, you had an opportunity to add another position, pyramid the position with these additional atom buy signals. So I hope you enjoyed this edition. Stay tuned. We'll be back again with another World of Global Equity Timing, where we'll show you how the global equity timing indices help you trade the markets better.